the roll. Do I hear a motion to dispense with the calling of the roll?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Akop.
I respectfully move that we dispense with the calling of the roll. So move, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Madam Comsec, would you please acknowledge all the members present as well as recognize all the witnesses and guests or resource persons?
Thank you, Your Honor. We welcome to this committee hearing the following House members. Honorable Bienvenido M. Abante Jr., Senior Vice Chairperson from the 6th District of Manila. Honorable Vice Chairperson Romeo M. Acop from the 2nd District of Antipolo City. Honorable Jefferson F. Conghun, Vice Chairperson from the 1st District of Zambales. Honorable Joseph Jojo L. Lara from the 3rd District of Cagayan. Honorable Zia Alonto Adyong from the 1st District of Lanao del Sur. Honorable Jonathan Kit T. Flores from the 2nd District of Bukidnon. Honorable Ramon Rodrigo L. Gutierrez from One Rider Party List. Honorable Raul Daniel A. Manuel from Kabataan Party List. Deputy Majority Leader Honorable Jude A. Asidre from Tingog Party List. Honorable David J.J.C. Suarez, Deputy Speaker from the 2nd District of Quezon. Honorable Jervil Jinky Beatrix B. Luistro from the 2nd District of Batangas. Honorable Joseph Stephen Caraps Espaduano from Abang Lingkod Party List. Honorable Raul Angelo Gil D. Bongalon from Ako Bicol Party List. And Honorable Amparo Maria J. Zamora from the 2nd District of Taguig City. Welcome, Your Honors. Moving on to the resource persons who are present today. From the Office of the Vice President, we have with us Attorney Zulaika Laika T. Lopez, the Chief of Staff. Ms. Winnie G. Diego, Chief of the Public Assistance Division. Attorney Rosaline L. Sanchez, Director for Administrative and Financial Services. Mr. Chris G. Sorongon, Lead Satellite, Panay and Negros Island Satellite Office. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. Ms. Regina Rosa D. Texon from the Davao Satellite Office. Ma'am. All right, thank you. Ms. Julieta Villa del Rey, Chief Accountant. Mr. Kelvin Jerome L. Tenido from the Chief Administrative Officer. And Ms. Maria Edeline A. Rabago, o Budget Division. Thank you. For the Commission on Audit, we have Attorney Gloria A. Camora, Attorney 5 for the ICFAO. We have Ms. Silene May L. Del Campo, State Auditor, ICFAO. Mr. Fahad bin Abdul Malik Tumawi, State Auditor for NGAS, OVP. Ms. Zara Jane Fegalan, State Auditor. Ms. Imelda G. Celso, Supervising Auditor. We have Attorney Douglas Malilin, Director for COA ICFAO. Sir. We have Ms. Melinda S. Torio, State Auditor 5. Ms. Norma E. Aquino, Director 3, NGAS Cluster 5 for Education and Employment. And Ms. Cecilia G. Ranieses, Director 3 for NGAS Cluster 1. We have from the Department of Budget and Management, Mr. Rolando U. Toledo, Undersecretary. Sir, thank you for coming. Ms. Rosario S. Nunes, Division Head. Ms. April Ann R. De Los Trinos, Acting Service BMS. Director Vivian L. Labastilla, Director 4 for Budget Management Bureau F. And Assistant Director Joanna Victoria N. Galarpe, Director 3 for Budget and Management Bureau F. We have from the Bureau of Treasury, Attorney Jericho A. Cadorna, OIC Complaints and Division and Investigation Division. We have Ms. Concepcion Austria, OIC Director as well, the Regional Office. Moving back to the Department of Management, we have Ms. Mary Anzi de la Vega, Assistant Secretary. Director Elena Regina S. Brillantes, BMBC. Attorney Sarah Jane C. Abuel, Legal Service. Mr. Christine Love A. Morales, BMS2, Mr. John V. Castillo, Chief BMS. From DepEd, we have Ms. Celeste Elco, Assistant Secretary. We have Undersecretary for Administration, Attorney Mel John L. Verzosa. Undersecretary for Procurement, Mr. Gerard L. Chan. former Undersecretary Major General Nolasco A. Mempin, Assistant Secretary Brigadier General Noel Baluyan, former Assistant Secretary for Procurement Attorney Reynold Monsayak, and Chief Administrative Officer of Procurement Planning and Management Division, Ms. Maria Teresa Pulgar. If there are any resource persons or witnesses that we have not acknowledged, pardon me, Your Honor. Additional for the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Norman B. Baloro, Director for Operations Office. If there are any other resource persons I have failed to recognize, please approach the mic. Attorney Michael Wesley Powa, former spokesperson of the DepEd, Your Honor. Nasabi ko na kanina. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay na, Comsec? Okay, we will now proceed to the next item in our agenda, the approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. Do I hear we have here the minutes of the November 5, 2024 meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Acop?
may I respectfully move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes conducted last November 5 and consider it as approved. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there any seconds? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Remarks. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Today, we continue our pursuit of the truth and our attempts to make sense of the way which hundreds of millions of public funds were used. We are fortunate today to have received letters from some officials from the Office of the Vice President who have committed to finally appear. And sana ay matulungan nila kami sa aming patuloy na pag-unawa sa mga issue na ito. To recall, sa mga nakaraang pagdinig natin, ating nakilala ang hindi kapani-paniwalang katauhan nakatanggap ng confidential fund na may ngalang Mary Grace Piatos. Si Mary Grace ay isa lang din sa halimbawa ng mga kaduda-duda na impormasyon na binibigay ng mga acknowledgement receipt na isinumite ng OVP at ng DepEd sa kanilang pagpapaliwanag ukol sa paggamit ng confidential funds. Noong nakarang linggo ay pinaunlakan na ng mga career public officials ng OVP ang ating imbitasyon. Bagaman kinailangan pang maglabas ng sabpina at testifikandum upang sila'y dumalo. With the help of these career public officials, may mga nalaman po ang taong bayan ukol sa paggastos ng funds ng OVP. At this point, magbibigay lamang ako ng isang observation muna. Tila ang mga napadalang representatives ng OVP ay onti lamang ang nalalaman tungkol sa confidential funds. Kung ito ba ay dahil sa kanilang status dahil career officials at hindi mga nasa inner circle ng Vice President, hindi pa natin alam. Gayunpaman, dahil sa kanilang pagdalo, ating nakuha ang kumpirmasyong dadalawa lamang ang may alam talaga kung saan at paano nagagastos ang confidential fund sa Office of the Vice President at sa Department of Education. Ito ang Head of Agency at ang Special Disbursing Officer or SDO. Sa OVP, ang mga ito ay nasa katauhan ni Vice President Sara Duterte at SDO na si Ms. Gina F. Acosta. Sa DepEd naman, nasa katauhan ito ni Vice President Sara Duterte at SDO na si Mr. Edward D. Fajarda. Napag-alaman din natin ang SDO ang isa sa mga nagbibigay paliwanag sa mga Audit Observation Memorandum ng Commission on Audit ayon sa pahayag ng opisyal ng OVP. Isa pang napag-alaman natin ang tila bang kaguluhan pagdating sa confidential funds. Sa nakaraang pagdinig, ating nakita na kahit may guidance na sa Joint Circular number 2015-01 ukol sa confidential expenses at confidential funds, isa sa mga resource person natin ang nagpahayag na ang confidential activities katulad ng surveillance activities in relation to confidential funds ay ginagamit in relation to the mandate of the agency, which mandate pertains to the general operations of the agency. Ngunit nakabibigla ang pahayag ng confidential fund is not a separate item on top of either good governance or socio-economic program delivery. It is within that program. Nagmukhang ang confidential funds ay ginamit upang mag-augment ng pondo ng regular na programa ng OVP at hindi ginamit sa hiwalay na programang may kinalaman talaga sa confidential expenses or surveillance activities to support the mandate or operations of the agency. Katakataka din ito sapagkat sa mga nagdaang pagdinig, hindi rin mandato ng OVP ang national security at peace and order bagamat may programa itong good governance. Ito marahil ang dapat gawan ng batas, bumalangkas ng panukalang magbibigay direksyon sa mga ehensya sa paggamit ng confidential funds at anong aktibidad ang confidential activities at ang tamang pagsusuri nito ng ating mga ahensya na may oversight. Nakapagbigay linaw din ang mga opisyal ng OVP sa tanong kung bakit biglang tumaas ng minsan ay humigit 400% ang expenses ng kanilang opisina. Itong araw ay dahil sa operation ng mga satellite offices. Ang mga satellite offices ng OVP ay kumukonsumo sa higit kalahati ng pondo ng OVP. Sila ay palaging iniimbitahan, ngunit hanggang sa araw na to, mailap na dumalo at ayaw sagutin ang mga katanungan sa pondo ng bayan. Mas mabilis sanang masasagot ang katanungan at malulutas ang mga isyu ng ating pagdinig kung sa simula pa lang ay nagpaabot na ng pakikipagtulungan sa pamamagitan ng pagdalo ang mga opisyal ng OVP. Napatunayan sa nakaraang pagdinig na ang nagpagsasabi ng totoo dito sa Kamara, dito sa House Blue Ribbon Committee ay hindi dapat ikabahala. At the end of the day, ang aming mandato ay magsabatas ng mga panukalang makatutulong sa pondo ng bayan at mapigilan ang katiwalian sa pamahalaan sa pamamagitan ng mga panukalang ito. Maraming salamat po. We will now proceed to the administrative matters. I now call on the committee secretariat to provide the committee an update on the invitations, requests, correspondences, submissions, and compliance.
Your Honor, in sum, the agencies have provided the committee the requested documents in the previous hearings. However, with regard to COA, they manifested that they are having problems with some of the voluminous documents, particularly OVP documents, which Mr. Tomawis will state later. For the contempt and arrest orders, it has been transmitted by the LSB to the law enforcement agencies. We not in attendance today are Ms. Acosta, Ms. Gina F. Acosta, and the spouses Mr. Edward D. Fajarda and Attorney Sunshine Chari A. Fajarda. However, in the previous meeting, they have sent their letter request to lift the contempt and arrest orders, Your Honor. For the rest of the other resource persons, they have sent their excuse letters for their non-appearance today, Your Honors. Thank you. May I please also recognize Mr. Attorney Vicente G. Ongcad from the Bureau of Immigration and Mr. Christopher M. Cancino, Director 3, Special Services Sector of the Commission on Audit. That's it, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, sorry.
Congresswoman Pami Zamora, you're recognized.
I'd like to refresh the memory of everyone. I remember that the committee cited in contempt 4 individuals. When was that was the November 11 hearing of this committee. They are Mr. Lemuel Ortonio, Gina Acosta, Sunshine Fajarda, and Mr. Edward Fajarda. And after they were cited in contempt, these 4 individuals, I believe, were issued with the penalty of being detained at the premises of the House of Representatives for a period up to the time that a committee has submitted a committee report. And may I just confirm, Mr. Chair, with the COMSEC, the status of these contempt orders, whether these 4 officials were already, have they been arrested or detained?
COMSEC?
Yes, Your Honor. I would refer to the activity report of the LSB. They have submitted to the committee an activity report from the Philippine National Police, Eastern Police District. They stated that the Office of the Vice President said that they could not present the said individuals because they are on official travel. So the LSB and the law enforcement agencies were unsuccessful in taking into custody the said individuals, Your Honor.
All
Congressman
right.
Pami?
So if ganon, in view of their non-attendance and the fact that the LSB cannot find them, I move that the contempt order and the arrest order be forwarded immediately to the Bureau of Immigration in order to prevent these officials from fleeing the country. Let's avoid that and evading arrest. And for the BI to issue, when warranted, the necessary lookout bulletin order or alert list order. I also move that the committee closely coordinate, Mr. Chair, with the PNP and the NBI in order to effect the arrest of these individuals who aren't present, and to, after which, immediately turn them over to the House of Representatives. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Madam
Second,
Chair,
Mr.
Mr. Chairman,
Congressman
just
Paduano.
to for purposes of lang po yung processes in this committee, the basic principle and under the rules is we can only move one motion for one subject matter. So may I ask
All right.
the movant to once again separate the first motion to the second motion. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Make two separate
Yes,
motions.
sorry. Mr. Chair, I would like to move that the contempt and arrest order of these individuals be forwarded immediately to the Bureau of Immigration in order to prevent them from fleeing the country. And when warranted, to issue a necessary lookout bulletin or alert
We
list
will rule
order.
first
I
on
so
the-
move, Mr. Chair.
The first motion is
No.
to forward.
All right.
So we will rule on the first
all right.
motion first.
Second,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the
So-
motion is carried. The motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, I also move that we ask the BI to include them in an immigration lookout bulletin or an alert list order. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
And lastly, Mr. Chair, I would also move that the committee closely coordinate with the Philippine National Police in order to effect the arrest of the individuals and turn them over to the House of Representatives.
Is that a motion or just a manifestation? Just a manifestation?
Yes.
Okay. COMSEC, please take note of the manifestation of Congresswoman Pami Zamora.
Mr. Chair,
Congress DS
yeah,
JJ
in line with the motions acted upon by the committee, later on, can we ask that the Sergeant at Arms be present so that we can get an update on the status of the contempt orders on these individuals? Kasi kung ang dahilan nila ay may ibang lakad sila sa araw na ito, given na may contempt order na sa kanila, sa palagay ko hindi substantial yung dahilan na yun para hindi po sila dumalo sa ating pandinig.
COMSEC, pwede po bang pakitawag ang Sergeant at Arms? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Next, Congressman Paduano.
Just a point of clarification at the same time manifestation, Mr. Chairman, because as far as I heard the report of the COMSEC, ang sabi po ng COMSEC, the contempt order was served to the four officials, no? Namely, Sunshine Farda, Edward Farda, Gina Costa, and Limir Ortonio, for reasons that they are on official travel. Tama ba yun? And official
Official travel, Your Honor.
official travel outside of this country.
O, Your Honor, locally, Your Honor.
But have they received the contempt and arrest order for them?
Per the report of the LSB, not yet, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Chairman, it is not acceptable to this representation just because of their official travel and official business. They cannot be served with this contempt order. Kasi over and above, in all cases, with regards to contempt orders, vis-a-vis official travels, dapat po i-serve talaga yung yung contempt orders. So that will not be a valid reason for not serving such contempt order. That's why, Mr. Chairman, instead of just coordinating with once again with the SAA, may I move, Mr. Chairman, that the contempt order will be officially communicated to NBI, to CIDG, no, and to all local PNP stations in which the addresses of those four officials that was cited in contempt.
Yes, that's why we are inviting the Sergeant at Arms to verify what are the steps na ginawa po nila dahil hindi naman po nila na-serve yung contempt order. So alamin natin ano yung ginawa nila and ano pa yung hakbang na gagawin nila. Yes, Comsec.
Your Honors, I would like to manifest that the LSB sent their report. They have transmitted actually the contempt and arrest orders to the director of the NBI, Honorable Judge Jaime B. Santiago. They also transmitted it to the Chief of the PNP Police, Police General Romel Francisco D. Marbil, to the Acting Director of CIDG, to Honorable Nicolas D. Torre III, to the Chief of Police of Mandaluyong, Police Colonel Mary Grace R. Madayan, to the OIC Eastern Police District Police Colonel Villamor Q. Tuliao, and that was included in the report of the LSP and Sergeant at Arms, Your Honor. They have also inquired from the committee the residential address of these individuals. However, the Secretariat was only able to provide information as to the spouses Fajarda as provided by the Department of Education, Your Honors.
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I move that to direct the COMSEC to inform all those mentioned government mentioned officials, no, of the PNP, NBI, for them to report to this committee through the concept ASAP, Mr. Chairman. And if they cannot make that report, may we invite them, those mentioned officials, to be present in the next hearing. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Comsec?
Your Honor, as to the issuance of a lookout bulletin order, on November 6, 2024, the Secretary of Justice has already issued an ILBO for the 7 individuals, and this included the 4 already cited in contempt and issued an arrest order, Your Honors.
Thank you. Is there any more concern?
Mr. Chairman, since
Yes,
the
Congressman
BID,
Paduano.
the representative of BID is present, can we ask him about the update of that lookout bulletin that was issued by the DOJ Secretary?
It's
Attorney
already implemented. Sorry.
Ungkat, you recognize.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Sir, as previously mentioned by the COMSEC, the Secretary of Justice issued a lookout bulletin on November 6, 2024 for the 7 aforementioned individuals.
We know that. That was reported by the COMSEC. But what's the latest? Have they traveled?
No, Your Honor. All of them are here, but we still have problems with the name Gina Acosta. There are numerous individuals named Gina Acosta. We don't have her birthday, Your Honor.
Once again, BID, alam mo naman, Gina Acosta is an official of the Office of Vice President ba? OVP. Now, yung service record lang, makuha nyo na doon, question of the date of birth and
Yes.
place of birth. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just to check a certain Acosta, pag marami yan, di ba ang standard operating procedure natin is to get the date of birth at the same time the place of birth. Then,
Yes, Your Honor.
di ba, ma-deduce na natin kung sino talaga yung Gina Acosta that we are inviting for this hearing. So may record naman yan ng Office of the Vice President, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
O kunin
We
na lang
will
yung
ask them.
PDS doon, nandun na yung lahat.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
we only need, again, once again, we only need the date of birth at saka place of birth, di ba? Doon mismo sa OBP. Then, check niyo yung record niya, di ba? Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, so please, kindly, ngayon po, baka pwede nang matawagan
Yes, Your Honor. We
to
will
get
do
a
that.
copy of the PDS of Miss Gina Acosta. Then you verify it kung may travel record siya from the very start of this hearing until today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Maybe we can ask the admin from the OVP. Do we have the officials from the admin of the OVP? Attorney Sanchez, maybe ang sagot po sa inyong katanungan si Attorney Sanchez.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. We will provide upon instruction of the committee, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, when? Because we need it today. Can you provide us within the day? Kasi nandito na rin yung BID.
Anyway,
Tatawagan na ng BID yan. If you can provide now the place of birth and the date of birth of Miss Gina Acosta, mabilis lang yan. Ma-check ng BID para matapos na natin yan.
We will-
Ang kailangan na naman natin dito, travel record, di ba, ni Gina Acosta. So can you provide that, ma'am, within the day?
Mr. Chair, we will obtain the records from the office, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
thank you po.
Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Before I recognize with the indulgence of the
Of
SJ,
course, ladies first.
ladies.
Thank you.
Congressman Pami Zamora.
Mr.
you're
Chair, I'd
recognized.
also like to ask if we were able to invite or if she's present today, si Attorney Rochelle Abella. I remember the last hearing we invited her.
Your Honor.
Comsec.
Yes, Your Honor, Attorney Rosal Abella, and Abella was invited. She sent an excuse letter stating that she has a hearing in Makati City today, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chair, bilang abogado ka naman, is that valid? Is that reason enough to skip our hearings?
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano.
Comsec, in his excuse letter, may attachment ba? None.
None, Your
Also,
Honor.
that is not acceptable, Mr. Chairman, because we need a proof that indeed may schedule siya for hearing in Makati City.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
So, not acceptable. Ano ba yung invitation sa kanya last time? Regular invitation, Siyoko, so Buena.
Regular invitations, Your Honor.
So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue a Siyoko's order for that lawyer. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There's some
Second.
Mr. Chair,
duly seconded.
in relation to that, Mr. Chair, maybe we can also ask the COMSEC to know exactly what ano yung hearing na to so that we can also get the certification that indeed today there's an hearing that should be attended by the person that we are now has issued the show cause order para makita po natin kung meron talagang sa ngayon na parallel activity ang gagawin po niya. So maybe we can get from the Makati. I don't know if is COMSEC, is that a trial court or what was it? Was it?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman
We can
Paduano.
ask.
with due respect to the manifestation or possible motion of the good Zia Jong, Mr. Chairman, that's why we issue a Siyoko's order for him to explain and justify his excuse letter. Now it's up to him to submit that document if indeed there is such a hearing for today.
Yes.
Mr. Sim-
But we will have to rule on the motion first.
That's why
Yes. Since
that's why, Mr. Chairman, my motion still stand that I move to issue a show cause
Yes,
order.
and it was duly seconded. Is there any objection?
Thank you.
Hearing none, the motion is carried. Now, to answer the query of our esteemed colleague, Congresswoman Pami Zamora, actually, under the rules of court, she can request for a postponement sa hearing. Because ang pinagbabawal lamang po sa rules of court if it will cause delay in the proceedings. But once yung hearing naman po, ang request niya ay pagpo-postpone, like for example, yung force majeure, kagaya po na itong ginagawa natin, hindi naman po niya kontrolado, meron po siyang natanggap na subpoena, pwede po siyang mag-request ng postponement dun po sa court sa Makati. 'Di ba? To comply with the subpoena order of this committee. However, under our rules, dito po sa ating internal rules, ina-allow din po natin na mag-request siya ng postponement provided na meron siyang sufficient justification. Tama po yung sinasabi ni Congressman Paduano at saka ni Congressman Zia Adyong Alonto na dapat magbigay siya sa atin ng certification that indeed she is attending a court hearing. So, but since we have already ruled on the motion, siguro yung show cause order kailangan ilagay po natin doon na kailangan i-attach niya yung certification
From the
na
court.
coming from the clerk of court of ano po yan, Makati.
Ati.
Your Honor, no branch was mentioned, Your Honor.
Walang branch. Okay, so kung anong branch po yan, pakilagay dun sa show cause order na maglagay siya ng attachment ng certification.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other admin matters?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
yeah,
G.
thank you
Suarez, I
very much.
recognize.
I have a copy here of a letter signed by Sunshine Fajarda, Edward Fajarda, and Gina Acosta. And they mentioned that while they have not received the said orders, we are aware of the committee has verbally issued the same during the hearing. Can I just ask from the COMSEC? COMSEC, what's the status of the orders that were sent to these 3 individuals? Natanggap ba nila?
Sir, per the report of the LSB, no, Your Honor, because they were not in the office when it was served to them, Your Honor.
No, but who was at the office?
Let me check, Your Honor, from the report of the LSB. At 4:56 p.m.
Kasi alam mo, pwedeng ayaw nilang tanggapin. Number 1. Pwedeng hindi nila natanggap. So, gusto ko malaman kung ano yung dahilan kung bakit dito sinasabi nila na we have not received the said orders.
Your Honor, per the
Before I recognize the COMSEC, the chair would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Robert Ace Barbers. Yes, please COMSEC, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the report of the LSB at 4:56 p.m. on November 15, Your Honor, they had a brief meeting with the legal team informing them with the arrest order issued by the House of Representatives. During the brief meeting, it was Attorney Lucky Ebrole and Attorney Leandro Resurrection IV, legal representation from OVP, averred to the team that the said persons have an official travel outside Metro Manila. At 5 p.m. onwards, the team continued area monitoring around Cybergate Plaza and they left the area at 6 p.m. Despite of diligent efforts to implement the said order, subject persons were not found in the Cybergate Plaza office of the OVP, Your Honors.
But nevertheless, Mr. Chair also stated here that we are aware of the committee has verbally issued the same hearing. So meaning, alam po nila na meron pong contempt order sa kanila. At dito nga ipinapakiusap po nila na kung maaari ma-lift. So I would just like to stress this, Mr. Chair, because number 1, they know of the hearing, they know of the contempt, and yet they continue to defy the invitation of the committee. And likewise, is Mr. Lemuel Ortonio present?
Comsec?
Not, Your Honor. I think not, although it was highlighted, there might have been an error in the document presented to me by the pages leader.
He's not here either. All right. Well, in any case, Mr. Chair, insofar as an existing contempt order has been issued against these individuals, so let's just put that on the record, no? Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Well, regardless of their excuse, this is already the, I think, 6th hearing. Eh, yung pong galing Amerika, nakarating nga dito eh. Monday lang po dumating si Attorney Zulaika Lopez. And yet, immediately, nandito po siya ngayong Wednesday. So, I don't think may enough reason pa sila. And besides, under our rules, 2 beses ka lang po pwedeng magpa-excuse or postponement provided may justifiable cause. Eh ito po, 6 na beses na po sila. They were given 6 times, 6 opportunities to attend. So, ni isang hearing po dyan, wala po silang inattend. So, regardless of their excuse, I don't find it justifiable.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Bungalon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In relation to the letter dated November 12, 2024, submitted by Mr. Lemuel Ortonio, and I guess the members of this committee were furnished with this copy of this letter. Upon reading of this letter, Mr. Chair, I have not seen any valid reason for Mr. Lemuel Ortonio not to attend in today's hearing. In fact, he has stated that he is aware that a contempt order and an arrest order were issued against him, and in fact, he is requesting that these orders be lifted for him to participate in the next committee hearing. Let me emphasize, Mr. Chair, that this letter was dated November 12, 2024. And today is November 20, Mr. Chair. With this assurance for him to participate in this or today's committee hearing, may I move once more, Mr. Chair, that Mr. Lemuel Ortonio be cited in contempt for the following reason, Mr. Chair. Number one, he is aware that there will be a committee hearing today, November 20, 2024, and that the excuse he offered in this letter is not a valid one. And for me, Mr. Chair, this is continued defiance of a lawful order of this committee, and it is a sign of disrespect wherein members of this committee, Mr. Chair, had taken the time to attend and appear before this committee hearing. Again, may I move once more, Mr. Chair, for Mr. Lemuel Ortonio to cite him in contempt, Mr. Chair. I so move.
Duly
Second, Mr. Chair.
seconded. Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Just to clarify, kung bakit po tayo nag-co-contempt ulit, this is based on different grounds.
Yes.
Yes, because the previous ground, yung contempt po natin, ang contempt po kasi 6 po ang grounds. So yung first ground, without legal excuse to obey summon. Ito po kasi, yung binabanggit po ninyo is based on Section 11E, acting in a disrespectful manner towards any member or committee or any misbehavior in the presence of the committee. So, ibang ground po itong binabanggit po ninyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just to clarify, it is under Section 11, Paragraph E of
Okay.
our House Rules, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And further,
Please
Mr.
continue.
Chair, since we are citing Mr. Lemuel Ortonio for a different ground under our rules, and I move that Mr. Lemuel Ortonio be confined at Bicutan Prison, Mr. Chair. I so move.
There is a motion to confine Mr. Ordonio in Sampo,
Bicutan Prison, Mr. Chair.
Bicutan Prison. Is there any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
How long?
For how long? For what period?
Until the committee report.
10 days.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. The period of detention.
Under the rules,
is-
section
10 days,
11,
Mr.
E,
Chair.
and F, 10 days po ang maximum.
Yes, 10 days,
Yes.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, 10 days. We will go for the maximum, 10 days.
Mr. Chair, in connection to the motion of Congressman Bongalon, I have here a letter signed by Mr. Lemuel Ortonio. It was received by the committee on November 20, 2024 at 9:15 p.m. Wala ba talaga siya dito, Comsec?
Negative, Your Honor.
Ha?
Wala po.
Kasi nakasulat dito on paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While I maintain our stand stated in the position papers we submitted, I am here ready to participate in the proceedings. I will do my best to answer any questions related to the activities of the OVP and its accomplishments. So,
Your Honor, even the pages and in the registration, they have not physically found Mr. Lemuel Ortonio to be present here, Your Honor.
so anong dahilan nitong sulat na to? Ba't niyo sinasabi na pupunta siya dito at magpa-participate siya? Eh, wala naman pala siya dito. Well, I don't expect the COMSEC to be able to answer that. But I guess that would put more emphasis on the justification on the motion of Congressman Bongalon. Unacceptable, Mr. Chair. I mean, he mentioned that he was coming. Nandito sa letter niya, tapos wala rin siya dito.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Bongalon.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Another matter, Mr. Chair. In a letter dated November 12, 2024, signed by Attorney Sunshine Chari Fajarda, Mr. Edward Fajarda, and Gina F. Acosta. Upon perusal, I have seen that the common reason for their non-attendance is that they are on official business. And may I request from the committee secretary if she can confirm that in that letter, was there any attachment to prove that on this particular dates from November 9 to 15 of 2024, an official business or official travel was attached in this letter to prove that indeed these officials are on official business. Can we confirm from the committee secretary, Mr. Chair?
COMSEC.
Your Honor, there was no attachment in that. It was a one-pager. One-pager for the 3 individuals, one-pager for Mr. Ortonio as well, Your Honors.
So wala hong naka-attach na proof na kahit official travel?
None, Your Honor.
So in other words, Mr. Chair, this one-pager document is a mere scrap of paper, Mr. Chair. We can always offer an excuse stating this, but as an official, we have to convince this committee that indeed on these particular dates, they are on official business. And the best document to prove that they are on official business is an official travel issued to them. So, Mr. Chair, I would like to move that this letter submitted by these 3 individuals or officials from the Office of the Vice President, I move that the committee only note this letter and cannot be acted upon as an excuse for their absence in today's committee hearing, Mr. Chair.
Is there any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Your Honor, may I be recognized?
Yes, COMSEC, you're recognized.
Your Honor, the Sergeant at Arms is present, Your Honor. Sergeant at Arms Taas, Your Honor.
Yes, please continue, Congressman Bongalon. That would be all.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Gutierrez.
Mr. Chair, in relation to the query of the Honorable Deputy Speaker, I understand the question was on the letter by Mr. Antonio?
Ortonio.
Ortonio, and I understand he is the Assistant Chief of Staff in the OVP. Mr. Chair, perhaps if the Deputy Speaker be of the like mind, we could ask the Chief of Staff who is present here today with us if she is aware of the circumstances surrounding the letter that has been submitted. Because it's highly curious po that he would commit to being here today, yet, which is a letter dated yesterday or today po ba? November 20. So that was dated today, yet he's not here. Perhaps the Chief of Staff would be able to enlighten us, seeing as that they are in the same office, and in fact, the subject person is her subordinate po. Yun lang, Mr. Chair.
Before I recognize Attorney Zulaika Lopez, could you please administer the oath of Attorney Lopez, COMSEC? Ma'am, pwede po ba mag-oath po muna tayo? Thank you po, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, can we also include the new personalities who is present for the first time para isang administering of oath, no?
Yes, lahat po ng mga ngayon lang dumating, pwede po ba magsitayo po kayo? The COMSEC will administer your oath. Thank you.
Yes.
COMSEC, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honors. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this inquiry, so help you God? The oath has been administered to all new attendees, Your Honor, even the ones in the audience. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ma'am, Attorney Zoraida, would you like to respond to the query of Congressman Gutierrez?
Good morning to the honorable members of the committee. Before I answer the question of the Honorable Rog Gutierrez, I'd like to begin with a word of gratitude to the honorable members of the committee for the grant of understanding and grant of understanding in my medical in my recent travel to the US due to a medical emergency of an immediate family member. I do want to let you know that the worst is not over yet for my relative, but the family is still expecting, of course, the best possible outcome. Having said that, I do want to extend my appreciation, and my entire family really is actually very appreciative of this act of kindness that was extended to me during that difficult time. Having said that, good morning again, Sir Rog. I arrived last November 18. Which was last Monday. And then, kahapon lang po ako pumasok officially sa opisina namin. I have not seen at all ASEC Lemuel Ortonio, and I understand that he is on official travel. Thank you.
Mr.
Yes,
Chair, with that,
Congressman Rog.
I would like to take it po, no, that that's official manifestation of the Chief of Staff. So there seems to be a conflict. On one hand, he is on official travel, and on the other, in his letter, he stated he will be present today. So that just adds to the point that the Deputy Speaker was making, and I think I leave it to the committee for our consideration. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat, Attorney Lopez. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, to be honest with you, I find it unjustifiable yung reason po niya, because this is not the first time na absent po siya. This is the 6th committee hearing, and yet, from the outset, hindi naman po siya uma-attend. They refused to participate. Lahat naman po, buong Pilipinas, nakakaalam na hinahanap na po siya dito sa ating committee hearing. At unfortunately, hanggang ngayon, lahat po sila, yung 4 po, hindi pa rin po dumarating.
Mr. Chair, most respectfully, I think we're all in agreement that the excuse is not acceptable. But I think this is just to add, this is an aggravating circumstance of sort. Why would Mr. Ortonio mention that he will be here today in the letter and at the same time be on official leave? So which is which po? That's what I meant po, Mr. Chair, most respectfully, for the consideration of this committee. Yun na
Yes,
po. Maraming
thank
salamat.
you.
Chair, can I just
Yes,
get
Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez.
thank you very
recognized.
much. Attorney Sanchez, kayo po yung OIC Chief of Staff ngayon? Ano pong posisyon ang hawak nyo ngayon?
Mr. Chair, I was not designated as OIC Chief of Staff. The last time,
While Attorney Lopez was away, is that correct?
no, Mr. Chair, I was only designated only for October 18, 2024, for 1 day only, Mr. Chair.
1 day.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sandali ka lang naman pala nag-OIC, ano? Isang araw lang. Bakit
Yes.
isang araw lang?
Mr. Chair, at that time, both of them were on travel and they returned the week after.
So who was acting, Attorney Lopez, who was acting in your capacity while you were away?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, while I was away, I understand it was the Assistant Secretary, Mr. Lemuel Ortonio, who was the officer in charge of the OVP.
Okay, the same person that we're talking about, no?
Yes, Your Honor, but I left early on. I was away November 4.
So if he is in official travel, who granted him that travel authority?
I beg your indulgence. I was not able to see yet the travel authority because, as I mentioned earlier, I really just arrived, and that was not really one of the documents
Yeah,
I
because he
have gone
cannot
through.
he cannot issue the travel authority to himself.
Yes.
So him being the one in charge. So my question is, who issued his travel authority? So you were not there. So
Yes.
it's Attorney Sanchez.
Mr. Chair, I will check with the office, but I have not seen the travel authority, Mr. Chair.
So but he does have a travel authority. Can you confirm that he has a travel authority?
I am not aware, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Can you be kind enough to ask your office? Maybe we can get that information within the hour. Kasi nakakapagtaka lang, Mr. Chair, siya po yung officer in charge. At sinasabi niya na wala siya dito, although pinangako niya na darating siya. So medyo hindi ko lang po maitugma yung dahilan kung bakit hindi pa rin siya sumisipot. So that's it, Mr. Chair, no?
Chair, in line with this
Thank you.
manifestation of
Congressman Zia.
DSJJ, yes, in line with the manifestation of DSJJ, I think we all know as a regular administrative processes, whenever you are requesting for a travel authority, alam po naman natin talaga it's the principal as the head of the agency that really approves that. So I don't think it would take, I guess, Attorney Sanchez to verify from the office who authorized the travel authority of this particular individual. I mean, judging from the way the administrative processes is being practiced and exercised in the bureaucracy, in all bureaucracies in the government, we know that it would be the vice president who would probably grant the travel authority to this particular person. Am I correct?
Mr. Chair, based on the delegation of authorities in our office order, the approval for travel orders of the Chief of Staff and the Assistant Chief of Staff belong to the head of agency, Mr. Chair.
That's it. Who is the head of the agency?
The Vice President, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mayroon pa po? Kung wala na po, we will now proceed to the next.
Mr.
Yes,
Chair, sorry.
DS, J. Suarez.
Medyo napakahirap po kasing lunukin tong patuloy na pag-e-evade ng mga opisyales na iniimbitahan natin dito. May I just manifest, Mr. Chair, that as we progress, and I hope na we can conclude this committee hearing in the next few weeks, can we also look into the possibility of administrative sanctions against these individuals who continue to defy invitations, subpoenas, contempt orders against these public officials? Malingkod bayan po ito, Mr. Chair. So, binabasa ko po yung mga batas patungkol po sa mga public officials, ay talagang tungkulin po nila yung humarap sa mga ganitong pandinig. At kung patuloy po silang umiiwas, hindi pupunta at hindi dadalo at gagawa ng kung ano-ano mang dahilan, sa palagay ko po, Mr. Chair, dapat mapag-aralan din po ng komitibang ito kung ano pong mga kasong administratibo ang pwede pong ipataw sa kanila dahil hindi po ito sumusunod sa alituntunin ng isang lingkod bayan. So that's my short manifestation, Mr. Chair, with regards to Acosta, to Sunshine Fajarda, to Ortonio, and to Mr. Fajarda. So, thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, short comment lang din, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Manuel.
Mr. Chair, dagdag din sa nabanggit na ating mga kapwa mambabatas. Mr. Chair, kung ganito yung tipo ng mga excuses na matatanggap ng committee, sa totoo lang ay parang sampal na rin to sa taong bayan, Mr. Chair. Kasi halimbawa itong sulat ni Mr. Lemuel Ortonio, gusto po niya na ma-lift daw yung contempt order and arrest order para raw maka-attend siya dito sa committee. In the first place, Mr. Chair, hindi siya dumadalo, kaya siya pinatawan ng contempt order and arrest order, tapos para bang nagsiset pa siya ng kondisyon sa atin para raw makapag-participate talaga siya. Parang niloloko tayo dito, Mr. Chair. Pangalawa, ito pong sulat ni na Sunshine Fajarda, Edward Fajarda, tsaka Gina Acosta. Kasi raw may ginagawa sila sa OVP. Mr. Chair, kung ganito pala, baka kahit isamon po natin sila 20 times dito sa committee, pwedeng sabihin lang nila, meron silang official duties sa Office of the Vice President. At yun yung kanilang gagamitin excuse para hindi sila dumalo. Pag ganun, Mr. Chair, actually, kaya nga tayo nag-hold ng mga hearings dito para matiyak na kapag may mga official duties ang mga public officials at merong pondo na nilalaan para sa mga activities nila, nagagamit ng tama yung pondo. We can't allow na magpatuloy lang sa parang normal operations ang mga opisina gaya ng OVP. Ngayong naungkat nga natin na merong mga kaduda-dudang transactions. Actually, itong ginagawa natin, Mr. Chair, makakatulong nga ito para mapabuti pa, supposedly, yung kanilang serbisyo. Wala tayo dito para i-hamper sila sa kung ano yung kanilang mga gampanin. Kaya, all the more, Mr. Chair, na once and for all, dapat talaga dumalo sila dito at hindi maghapag ng mga, actually, parang nagiging petty na lang yung kanilang mga ginagamit ng mga dahilan para hindi sila makadalo. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Salamat.
Your Honor.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair,
Yes,
I have
Congressman
this is
Zia.
very germane to the topic we're discussing right now. I'd like to ask Attorney Sanchez, ma'am, how many times can an employer, for example, a staff, request for a travel authority? May limit pa po sa inyo? Ilang beses po yan?
Attorney Sanchez.
And what are the reasons for example, for the head of the agency to grant this request for a travel authority?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We do not have a specific limit as to the number of times that a staff can travel as long as there is basis or justification and necessity for the travel, Your Honor. It is granted.
So you have to, for example, Mr. Chair, if I may be allowed, no? Kasi gusto ko lang po malaman dahil parang ang always na narason na naririnig natin ay travel, official travel, official travel. Can you categorize to us, paano mo i-differentiate dun sa official travel, how many times can an employee request for official travel? Kung official yan na, like the regular operation ng opisina ninyo.
Your Honor, usually for official travels, it's not the employee that requests, but it's the
Office. Okay.
that
So what about
orders.
yung personal travel?
For personal travel, Your Honor, generally it would be based on the available leaves of the staff, but there would be instances when necessary, for example, if there are medical reasons, Your Honor, that can also be granted, but without.
What other reasons are there available that an employee can request for a personal travel? I believe there is the medical reasons. What other reasons can an employee, a regular employee, request for a personal travel?
Your Honor, for personal travel, there are different reasons provided by under the CSC guidelines. It can be vacation, or emergency leave kung namatayan, but different and
Pero
varied
hindi naman
reasons.
every week or every month magkakaroon ka ng travel, di ba? The reason why I'm asking this, Mr. Chair, and I want to put into record, because since the time that we have started this committee hearings, apparently there are certain individuals who consistently refuse to appear before this committee hearing, despite the insistence of this committee sending them invitation to appear. And they have even the gall to request to the committee to lift the contempt order, Mr. Chair. Pang-ilan na po natin ito? Pang-7, pang-5, pang-6 na po ito, Mr. Chair. Pang-6 na ano. So, to me, if you ask me, my personal take on that is there's a deliberate refusal to attend this committee hearing. And there's a deliberate way to frustrate the proceedings of this committee, which to me, gusto kong tanungin, how many times did they send us an excuse letter citing a travel authority? Kasi parang na-abuse na po ito. I think it's time for this committee, maybe, perhaps, to really evolve the way that we receive and accept these reasons. Kasi kailangan na natin, tama nga yung sinabi ni Kong Jill, parang hindi na sila natitinag sa contempt order eh. So we
Comsec.
don't want to set this example that anybody who does not like to attend, hindi ko alam kung whatever reason, dahil ayaw lang nila sumagot sa committee na ito, ay gagamitin lang nila yung convenient reason na nagkakaroon sila ng travel order, Mr. Chair. Comsec, how many times did they send us their excuse letter that they are on official travel?
Your Honor, from the time a subpoena ad testificandum was issued, so and successfully served from November 11 to today, since there's a standing contempt, for the first 4 hearings, they sent position papers stating points that why they are not attending, Your Honor. After that, travel orders na po, Your Honor.
It's really bothering, Mr. Chair, because tinanong ko nga, who really approves the travel order? And then it's obviously, Mr. Chair, that there's a deliberate attempt to really frustrate the proceedings and for this committee to really find out kung ano talaga itong mga allegations na kinakaharap nila ng opisina. Just to put that into record, Mr. My manifestation and my frustration as well, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. The chair would like to recognize Congressman Kit Flores.
Mr. Chair, kanina pa tayo dito sa excuses ni na Paharda and since the Chief of Staff already mentioned that they're on official travel, may I know from the Chief of Staff exactly where the travel is of the spouses Paharda?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, as mentioned earlier, I was not able to see the travel authority of these individuals, Your Honor.
But would you know where the activities are, supposedly,
We
where they
have,
were sent?
yes, the Office of the Vice President is actually turning 89 years old, Your Honor.
I know. Just
Yeah.
give me the place po. I just need
sorry.
the place.
I'm sorry. We are holding several activities across all our 10 satellite offices, Your Honor. So we have in BARM, we
Kaya nga,
have...
I just need where Paharda and the spouses Paharda were sent today.
Oh, but Your Honor, I cannot answer that because...
Who can answer it among the OVP people present? Attorney Sanchez?
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have not seen the travel orders.
So you don't know where these people went? You just disappeared or something?
I have not seen the travel orders.
Can you
Your
call
Honor,
the
but-
HR?
Yes.
Where is the activity now? Exactly what city, what town? Because this is my suggestion. The Sergeant at Arms is here. He coordinates with the Chief of Police of the town where they're holding the activity. Then enforce the contempt order. Tapos, di ba? Para, kanina pa tayo eh.
Thank you. Pwede po bang maibigay ninyo sa amin yung exact location ngayon ng activities?
We will check, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you po. Now, just to give a short comment, no? It is a duty of public officers to appear before Congress or any of its committees. In fact, in the case of Balag versus Senate of the Philippines, GR number 4608 dated July 3, 2018, the Supreme Court had occasion to rule that the attendance is mandatory when so summoned by Congress, is underscored by the fact that failure to do so without legal basis is subject to criminal sanction under Article 150 of the Revised Penal Code. So, para lang po maunawaan ng ating mga kababayan, ito po ay ang hindi po pagdalo sa mga committee hearing ng Kongreso ay pwede pong makasuhan ng kriminal. Dahil ito po ay tinatalaga ng batas na ang pagpunta dito ay mandatory para sa mga public officials. Maraming salamat po. Meron pa po bang gustong magsalita? Yes, Comsec, please continue.
Your Honor, I would like to recognize Vice Chairperson Honorable Janet L. Garin from the 1st District of Iloilo, Honorable Rolando M. Valeriano from the 2nd District of Manila, and from the Department of Education, Undersecretary for Operations, Mr. Rev. C. A. Escobedo is present. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We will now proceed to the next item in our agenda. We will continue on the deliberation. The first to interpolate is, teka, ano ba yung listahan ko? Okay. The chair would like to recognize the first interpolator,